Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Here's Microsoft's weekly chart. You can see this big red sell candle here overlapping the prior week's green candle. We'll have to monitor this closely for lower prices. On 15 February, you can see the all-time highs up here. My prediction was overhead resistance at the gap fill here, as well as support underneath on this trend line. We also have here bearish divergence to be aware of. Fast forward to today, 19 February. It's Monday, President's Day in the US. Markets are closed. What we have here is the Friday's price action, which is this red candle, long red candle. It looks to be hitting some support here. My thesis is unchanged. Support remains down here, overhead resistance here. I think price is going to ping pong around it. And due to this bearish divergence, I think ultimately it will fail underneath the 406 trend line. So we'll have to monitor it. Switching to gold miners, ETF, this is GDX. You can see this indecision candle, doji candle for last week's price action. I think we have the opportunity coming for a long. 15 February, my thesis was price would enter this gap fill area, and that would be resistance for further lower prices to find support down here at around the 26 zone, and maybe even down here at the 25. Switching to today on 19 February, again, it's the US holiday, President's Day. There's no market activity today. What we do have is last Friday's second green candle here that went into the gap, actually wicked through it and above it. And you can see that price ended below the gap fill. So my thesis remains unchanged. I think prices will continue to come down and hit the 26, 20 or 25 area for a long. That's where I would take a long. ExxonMobil here, weekly chart, last week's price action shows that there's a flag. So 4 weeks ago, I'm going to zoom in here real quick. 4 weeks ago is this candle, big tall candle, and some flagging action here. We'll have to see if there's continued upside or the opportunity for some downward move. Let's switch to 15 February. What you can see here are two key annotations. Support here at around the 100 zone in green. Some overhead resistance here. And I annotated these three circles to show that if price comes up and gets rejected again at this 103, 104 area, that further low prices are to come. Because, if the third time it can't get through, I think it's going to go down. So let's take a look. So what we have here, 19 February, it's Monday. Again, it's President's Day, US holiday. US markets are closed. What we do have is Friday's red candle, which got rejected here, as per my thesis. I think for tomorrow's price action, price will continue to attempt to break through here and subsequently fail. And I'm looking for price to come down to this 100 zone over the next week. Switching to Bitcoin, weekly chart here, you can see this big uptrend. The question is whether the momentum remains for more upside. My prediction on 15 February, you can see this one red doji candle here, which is right next to this long green candle. The prediction was sideways action, and that due to all of this bearish divergence down here in the RSI, that momentum would be lost, and we would have a retest of support here, and perhaps even come down to this trend line here. Switching to 19 February, you can see that price did move sideways as per my thesis. The thesis remains the same. I think that price will continue to come down, hit this as support, likely fail, come back and retest it. So losing momentum and retest of support for Bitcoin. As always, remember that my content is for educational purposes only. It's not investment advice. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And when you subscribe, please do hit the bell icon